Good afternoon. My name is Robert Rouse, and I'm providing my personal and professional goals for American College of Education. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to people who prepare for it today, by Malcolm X. Today on our panel, we have Paulette Dunkelberger. Paulette, please tell them a little bit about yourself.
Good morning. As he said, my name is Paulette Dunkelberger. I am an educator with the School District of Philadelphia since 1990, and presently I teach a fifth grade class.
Also with us today is Anna M. Smith. Anna?
Good afternoon. I'm currently serving as the VP of Academic Support for Universal Companies, and I have been an educator for over 20 years.
Okay. One of the philosophies from the American College of Education is the more you learn, the more your students learn. And I'm beginning to appreciate that because it's something I've done over time with my students, with my research, with my preparation. So that statement really resonates with me and hopefully will carry me through the program.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm 58-year-old black male, born and bred in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Spent 19 years as an educator. Recently retired from the School District of Philadelphia. But during my tenure, I was a teacher, technology coordinator, an assistant principal in the middle school, and a principal in the three K-8 schools, as well as principal of a middle school and principal of two high schools. Spent 39 plus years of military service as an enlisted and as an officer. And one of my passions is photography. So I enjoy taking pictures, but I would really like to get into the mode of teaching photography to those who have interest in it or just expanding others' knowledge about photography. And I enjoy learning and teaching new educational technology techniques. As technology evolves, many new things are coming out, which allows students to collaborate more, um, attend distant learning opportunities, and really put to use to some of the current technology we use in our personal lives as well.
Okay, Robert, could you tell us a little bit about your academic background?
Okay, initially when I started school, it was really at a time when I was a military police, and I attended several schools um, as I was assigned to different locations. I really didn't bring it to a degree program until I returned home and attended Temple University, where I received my Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice. Um, Later, I attended St. Joe's University to receive my Master's in Public Safety Administration, again, keeping it in the same vein as criminal justice or law enforcement. I later applied for law school because that was my next step or my next goal. Um, Really, the problem with attending law school was my schedule as a police officer was rotating shifts. So I thought maybe if I taught instead of maintain my status with the police department, that would give me my weekends off to attend the program I wanted to attend. Um, so later, I attended Drexel University to receive my master's in education and obtained a job as a full time teacher of technology with the School District of Philadelphia. My present goal now is as a doctoral candidate at American College of Education for educational leadership.
Please expound on um, how education, military, and law enforcement sort of mesh together for you to bring you to your current place of pursuing a doctorate degree in educational leadership.
Okay, Anna. Okay, upon leaving high school, I entered the military first, primarily, and I went in as a military police on active duty. Um, After active duty, I entered the National Guard, and while in the National Guard, I entered Officer Candidate School and became a commissioned officer. While in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, I taught at Officer Candidate School for 4 years, then later took a position as a commander. Then entered the reserves, where I was promoted to lieutenant colonel, then later colonel, where I commanded a hospital unit, spent time as an executive officer and as a staff officer. Simultaneously, while in the National Guard, I joined Temple Campus Police and spent a year at Temple as supporting their campus. Then I went to the Philadelphia Police Department. While at the Philadelphia Police Department, I was assigned the patrol division. I was assigned as a school police officer, later assigned to K-9 unit, and also in the training bureau, where I taught up at the police academy for 2 years. After leaving the police department, I obtained a job as a technology teacher. At the time, it was a K-5 school, which transitioned to a K-8 school. Later, I was called over to work in the region, which supported 33 schools as their technology coordinator, responsible for grants, technology plans for all 33 schools, as well as the cluster office. After 6 years of teaching, I became an assistant principal in the middle school. And after 2 years as an assistant principal, I became a principal of a 3K-8 schools, one middle school, and the principal 2 different high schools. And really, all of these are really a culmination of events or occupations that's kind of driving me towards the doctorate program. While as a principal, I continue to attend school for my principal cert, my curriculum and instruction supervision, vocational education, education director, and my letter of eligibility. So obtaining a doctorate degree was that next final transition to really culminate all of the education that I've acquired and to take it to the next step. One thing that I spend a lot of time on or spare time with is as a volunteer. I believe in giving back, whether it's volunteering at my own school for various events, but also working with outside agencies, whether they're for-profit or nonprofit agencies. And spending time at the Center for Literacy, teaching a 65-year-old male how to read, or whether it's with the American Heart or American Red Cross, teaching advanced first aid, basic life saving, or HIV education. Really rewarding times for me.
All right, Robert, please tell us how all of your hobbies and interests also help you focus on what it is you want to achieve with this doctorate program.
Well, my hobbies, my main hobby right now is photography. And the one thing photography teaches you is how to look at things through various lenses. If I'm looking at macro photography, I'm looking at a lens that allows me to see um, the very unique details that is normally not seen with the naked eye. Likewise, whether it's in research data, similar things you need to do. You need to disaggregate the data down to the point where you can find what is the root problem. So I think a good analogy of how I use various lenses in photography is the same way I may use um, lenses of knowledge that I may acquire through the doctorate program. Photo editing just goes hand in hand with the photography part. Is the polishing what you've taken a picture of. The same thing as I learn new research methods and begin to write, I need to then look at editing and polishing what I'm ready to present as a final product. In technology currently, I'm in a program with Google for Google Apps Instructor and really learning how to use YouTube as another medium for presenting professional development, either live broadcast or um, recording it so that people can then go back later and review the information to support their own development.
Robert, can you share some of your personal goals and the um, idea of how they fit with your short term and long term? So, a viewpoint of your personal goals from a short term perspective and a long term perspective.
For my short-term goals, one of the one thing I look at is time management. Um, I mean, I recently retired from the army after again 39 years, and retired recently from the school district in which I was working. So sometimes you believe you have a lot of time, and if you really don't manage it properly, you won't probably get as much as what you need to get done in a given day or time frame. So designating specific time frames, whether it's for me to work out, whether it's for me to go out and take pictures, whether it's for me to read my articles or journals or in preparation for my assignments, is really laying out time so I can get those things accomplished. Because I still also have a personal life. I still also have children who may need or require my time. So I definitely have to manage it to the point where I can take and be inclusive of all things I need to get done. Also, recognizing and really appreciating the work of others, and working in a military environment for years, it was always thought that you do your job. And people do their job, but not necessarily always at the same level. So that's just something I have to work on over time, that recognizing the contributions of others and their work and what they provide to the team, to the school, or just to the whole body um, of the organization. Long term goals are for me to, again, continue to expand my skills in photography. There's some areas that I've not really touched or looked into, such as time lapse photography and some other areas. But again, I'm looking at the mastery of the current skills I have, then transitioning or working on those areas that are either new so that I can master those as well. Also, to continue to improve and expand my skills in technology. Technology changes at such a rapid rate. And some of the things we may have done 2 years ago, a month ago, may not be um, something that can give you the best, give you the, I guess, provide what you need to have better student outcomes. Currently now most schools with Chromebooks are really heavily pushing Google Apps. But part of pushing the software is the teacher's understanding of the integration, the administrator's understanding of how to use it, not only in an educational setting, but also more in an administrative setting. So it's really making sure that the people at the top, such as administrators, understand the technology and what it has to bear to student outcomes.
Okay, Robert, explain to us some of your professional goals in the terms of long and short.
Yes, Paulette. Okay. One thing again is my ability to want to give back. And I look at what I enjoy, and I do enjoy teaching, but I also enjoy teaching photography. So I'm really looking at obtaining a volunteer position with a nonprofit or opening up my own nonprofit and really have it centered around teaching photography, to really teach students what's behind how a camera works, how to utilize it, and the various types of photography. I found growing up in the city, I was never exposed to that. And I think it's just some value added to turning it around to teaching not only students, but adults, the elderly, anyone who has an interest in photography in the Philadelphia area. Another one of my short-term goals is improve my scholarly writing. Many times writing in the military method of writing is not the same. Many of the writings I used as an administrator is not the same or requires an APA style. So I really need to reteach and then begin to change how I present information that I'm writing. And to develop a knowledge base on existing research methods in education. I mean, many times we look at, if I'm looking at data, I'll get a book and I'll read up on data. Well, but that's sometimes not always reading the research journals or some of the other theories behind what it is that I'm just pulling from that book. So I think that allows me to go another level or deeper in my knowledge base when dealing with whether it's instruction, data, or curriculum. Long-term goal is to complete the EDD program in a timely fashion, to finish my dissertation on time, and to graduate on time. Following that event, I would like to then look at employment and focus on, again, as an adjunct professor, to again use what I've learned in the program to teach educational leadership, as well as, again, obtaining a job or employment at a cabinet level, or I would say policy or decision-making level in a local, state, federal, or private agency. And here is a graphical depiction really of upon me completing the program. Yes, would love to become a superintendent. Again, even while I'm a superintendent, I would still want to teach as an adjunct professor. And again, if not as a superintendent or working for a district, I'd like to be an advocate or consultant to really still push educational policy to improve student outcomes throughout the country. Some of the references and subject to your questions, that's all I have. Again, I'd like to thank Paulette Dunkelberger for joining us today.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to thank Anna M. Smith for her attendance in this webinar as well.
Thank you very much.
Do any of you have any closing comments?
This is Paulette Dunkelberger. I wish you the best in your goals, whether they be professional or personal. And I hope through all this that other people get to see and hear your ideas on education and how we can move forward, because right now we're in a place with education that doesn't seem to fit just about anyone or everyone in a particular area. So I do appreciate you continuing your education and wish you well.
Thank you.
And this is Anna M. Smith. I just want to say thank you for providing insight on your goals, and I expect to see a new app or something to that vein that will provide and support um, at the education field.
All right, signing off from here. Again, thank you. My name is Robert Rouse, and you've just received my personal and professional goals for American College of Education, EDD program. Thank you.